Hello everyone, welcome back to Plant-Based Kitchen. I'm going to be making marinated portobello mushrooms to make portobello mushrooms tacos tomorrow. And I wanted to get this just set up and then marinate it for 24 hours. Marinate it overnight, not quite 24 hours, but overnight. And then we're going to grill them up tomorrow. So I just wanted to show you what I use to marinate with. So I'm going to start with a little bit of sesame oil. A little bit of sesame oil. And then so there we go, a little bit of sesame oil. And then from there I'm also going to add some lemon juice. So let's cut this. So I'm going to add some lemon juice to that. So we're going to add about 1 lemon's worth of lemon juice. Okay, so I'm going to add about 1 lemon's worth of lemon juice to that. Then we're going to add some salt, just a pinch of salt. And then from there, we are going to add 2 chili peppers. Don't worry about removing the seeds for this, since this is really just a marinade. So you can go ahead and put the whole, leave all the seeds and everything in there. So go ahead and put all that in there, put the seeds in there as well. It's not really a big deal to have the seeds in there. If you don't want it as spicy, you can skip this, I guess. Or you can remove some of the seeds from the chili peppers if you want. But I think that's fine to do that. You can use less if you want. But I used about 2 chili peppers. They're a little small, so about maybe 1.5. And then some spring onions. I'm going to cut these up and throw these in there as well. You can use a different type of onions if you want, but I prefer spring onions. You can use chives too. You can use, if you don't want as many onions, you can choose not to use them. But I like the spring onions in there. So spring onions. And then let's get this mixed up. So we're going to mix all this up together. Let's put that aside and let's get our portobello mushrooms cut. So I already wiped these down with a damp cloth and scooped out all the gills. So you just want to cut these into strips. I know some people marinate their portobello mushrooms just whole as they are, but I feel like cutting them into strips just increases the amount of surface area for the marinade to penetrate in through. So I'm going to use 2 portobello mushrooms. I have 3 here, but I'm using 2 of these. So let's cut these into strips. And okay, then we're just going to get those in there. Get this in here. I'm going to pour this in here into all this. There we go. Get this nice and coated in here. Make sure all the pieces are coated nice and well. All right, so now that we've got that together, nice and coated, I'm going to put this on here, seal this up, just to make sure. I'm going to give it a little bit of a shake. And then I'll take this and put this in the fridge tonight, and then we will take it out tomorrow and then use that. I am wondering if I I think I'll throw the third portobello mushroom in there as well. Just so that I can get, if I don't use it tomorrow, I can always use it in a different dish. But I am going to throw all three of these in there as well. So we're going to get this in here as well. So make sure all the mushrooms are nice and coated in our marinade. It's a very thin marinade. It doesn't look like there's a lot. So it's not like a large amount of the marinade that you're throwing in here. And part of that is because you can use a thicker marinade. You can use a lot more of it. But I think this is a good amount for what we have. As long as we have all the pieces of the mushrooms coated. And since we cut them down, there's also more surface area. So we are able to penetrate more. So as long as we have all the pieces coated and we seal this up, close this, throw this in the fridge tomorrow, and then we will throw this in the fridge tonight, and then we'll take it out tomorrow and we'll grill them up. So come back tomorrow. So I'll come back tomorrow and we'll finish this dish out. Thanks. Welcome back, everyone. Yesterday I had marinated some mushrooms and had them marinating overnight. So today I'm gonna grill them up, and we're gonna make portobello mushroom tacos. So let's do that. But first of all, before we do that, today is Mother's Day. So I want to say to all the moms out there, we appreciate you, and happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. I hope you're all doing well and keeping safe and finding ways to stay connected to your family members. I know it's with all of the social and physical distancing right now. Hopefully you're still able to talk to your kids, and your kids are able to talk to their moms today, either through phone calls or video conferencing. Hopefully you're all able to do that. But thank you very much. Much appreciation to all the moms and mothers out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by making guacamole, and then I'll grill up this. So for my guacamole, I'm using an avocado about this size. I have some things chopped up here, but just for scale, this is about the size of the onions that I have. If you have a smaller onion, you can use less of that. So I'm using a quarter onions chopped up. That's because they're this size. I think these are a little bit larger than some of the onions you may get. So a quarter of this size onion is what I'm using. A little bit of cilantro and some tomatoes for my guacamole. So I'm going to open this up. I'm just using a butter knife for this. You can use a regular knife. Since I'm doing this in my hand, it's a little bit safer to use a butter knife, I felt. So that's why I'm doing it that way. So this is one way to really be able to get the seed out very easily. Is you just cut this into quarters. So I can do this. Take out a quarter. And this way, the seed just pops right out. See? So the seed just pops right out. There we go. So I'm going to put this down. Take this out. Put this on here. And then I'm going to use a potato masher. Let me just rinse up real quick. I'm going to use a potato masher to mash these up, just to kind of break these up a little bit. So now that I have that kind of broken up a little bit, and you can kind of do that a little more if you want, depending on what type of consistency you want for your guacamole. All right. So I think this is about good for like the consistency I like mine to be. If you like yours to be creamier, you can always mash it down more. You can, however you like it. But I prefer mine to be a little bit thicker like this. But this is about the right consistency for me. And then so let's put this away. And then from here, I will add my onions. You can mix this together. At home, you probably want to use a spoon. I did not grab a spoon. And I'm just using the same butter knife that I used to cut the cut the avocado with. But you could go either way. So I'm going to do that. Add the tomatoes. And then add the cilantro. So now that I got that all mixed up, you can just kind of like mix this up together. There you go. That's how I would make my guacamole. It's very simple. I don't cook with garlic here at home. I do like garlic, but I just don't really cook with it at home. If you do use garlic, then you can probably put like chop up a clove of garlic and throw it in here as well. So there we go. That's my guacamole. So I'm going to put this aside for now so I can get on with the rest of the things I'm going to make. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to take these and put these aside as well. These will be composted. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my portobello mushrooms and I'm going to grill those up. So I have a griddle here. It's a cast iron griddle. I'm going to turn the heat on this. Probably about medium heat. You don't have to go all the way high, but about medium heat or so. And then I'm going to open this up and we will start grilling this. Let me just let this come up to heat real quick. So in the meanwhile, what we have is, let me move this onion as well. In the meanwhile, what we have is the marinated portobello mushrooms that I did yesterday. So I just marinated them in like some sesame oil, some lemon juice or lime juice if you have it. I don't have limes, I use lemons. Lemon juice, a chopped up serrano pepper. I used 1.5 chopped up serrano peppers and some scallions or spring onions that I chopped up in there. Here we have some black beans. So I'm basically going to be making grilled portobello mushroom and black bean tacos, sorry. Grilled portobello mushrooms and black bean tacos. And with some of the guacamole that I just made. This guacamole right here. So I can put that aside right now. And then we have some corn tortillas that I bought. I was going to make corn tortillas, but I didn't realize where like the right markets were around here to go buy masa flour to make my corn tortillas. So they're store-bought corn tortillas. So that's what we're going to make. And so this is starting to heat up. So let's get this started. Grab a plate just to put the mushrooms on as I finish. So let's grab this. I have pretty small tongs here. Ideally, if you have larger tongs, they would work better. But I do have some pretty small tongs, so I'm just working with this. There we go. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure you have them spaced out enough so that they're all in contact with the pan. Don't like have them on top of each other because they're not going to grill up as well. You can also do this, like if you have a barbecue outside, you can do it on there as well, which would come out really nice. I do not have a barbecue outside, and so I'm not grilling them necessarily on that, so I'm just going to put them on here and cook them on this pan. So let's do that. There's a couple more in here, but I'm just going to grill these up for now, and then I'll put this aside. All right, now that I've turned these over and these are grilling up pretty well now, I'm going to start to pull these off. Just pull these off. We can turn this heat off as well now. Pull these off of here. Okay, now that I have these pulled off, have the heat off. All right, so here we go. So now we have those. I'm gonna grab another plate and start to build my tacos. That's just the way that I would kind of build them and layer them up. This is not like a specific method that you have to follow. This is just the way that tends to work for me. So you can follow them whichever way you want, but this is the method that works for me. So let's grab. So I have this. So here I have some tortillas that I warmed up, just some corn tortillas. So I would grab probably 2 of these. And then what I would probably do is take, let's say 2 of these per, 2 or 3 per taco. Grab some of these, put this in here. There you go. Probably put a little bit more in there. All right. And then I'm going to grab a spoon for this, and I'm going to grab another spoon for the black beans. So then what I will do is take this. So these are the beans that have been cooked. I'm going to grab it in this strainer or colander. I'm just going to grab some in this, rest it on here, and then so what I will do is I'll take some of this guacamole, put it right on there. Some of this guacamole, put it right on there. And then grab some black beans. Some on top of there. Grab some more black beans. Place some on here as well. And there you have it. You can finish with some lime if you want to finish with that. You can finish with a sprinkling of cilantro. I actually just keep it simple and just stop here, and this is how I would eat them. These are perfect just like this. But if you wanted to add like a little bit of lime or cilantro to finish, then you can do that as well. So go ahead and try this. Let me know how that comes out. Let me know if you've come up with a different way of marinating your portobello mushrooms, if you've used something different. If you have a different way that you would assemble this or what else you would add, you could add sour cream or any of these things. I like to keep this simple, just roasted portobello mushrooms, guacamole, black beans, and that's my go-to for how I would make this. But you can make this however you want. Let me know what you do. As usual, please like and subscribe on this. Please put down any recipes you want me to like try making or show you how to make, or that you're unsure of. Go ahead and put those in the comments below. Write those down, and I will try to get to those and add those to our list of videos that I make. And as always, thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in to Plant-Based Kitchen. Hope you're all having a safe and happy day and keeping safe and keeping healthy. And thanks, and hope to see you again.